Hello, I am Donny, and I am the cute one.
And I am Chelsea, and I am the cute one.
TGIF cuties, and also happy birthday week, Chelsea.
Thank you. We are recording this on my actual birthday.
We are. So, cuties, as you listen, it's old news. Nobody cares about a birthday week except the person themselves. I have much experience with that. But you can pretend that it is Chelsea's birthday, because for us, it is.
Yeah, so leave me a 5-star review. Just me. Say happy birthday. Fuck you, Donny. 5 stars.
Unless you want the hair review, then you can leave that in there too.
That's true.
Happy birthday, Chelsea. We want a hair ranking.
Okay, that's fine. Well, speaking of hair, Donny.
Yeah,
I have some things to tell you.
Okay.
Going into my 35th year, I'm going to have myself a little birthday glow up.
Do you expect to live to 70 years old?
I expect to live to 100. The women in my family live well into their 90s.
Okay, so you're not middle-aged yet. Okay.
No, I'm still a young little thing. A teenager adult, if you will.
Perfect. I will.
Mm-hmm. All of your bullying, I think, has really finally soaked in.
Finally.
Because we did talk about your hair ranking. You called my hair mousy brown enough times. I had forgotten that all I need to do is expose my hair to the sun, and I do start to get some blonde highlights.
Oh.
So I bought myself a little visor, and we are in, I don't know if you can see this, for those cuties watching on the YouTube, we are in the beginning phases of a lightening that's happening.
Wow.
Now, I do think we will have to go through the passage of true mousy brown to get to blonde, but...
Okay, well, I'll let you know when we get to mousy brown, and then I'll let you know when we're out of it.
Okay, great. I can always count on you. Just like Randy Newman said, you've got a friend in me, and I've got a friend in you.
Have you tried lemon juice at the same time?
I have not. I think that I need to get to mousy brown before I introduce anything else, because if I were to introduce lemon juice now, it would just turn orange.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah,
like
good
lemon
idea.
juice on light brown hair turns blonde. Lemon juice on dark brown hair turns brass. But also with, well, this might not be a glow up. This might be season 2 Housewives oopsie kitty. But in addition to my hair, I have an announcement for the cuties. You know, I always want to be open, honest, vulnerable, front-facing. I recently, about a week ago, got Botox in my upper lip, and it's supposed to help with the gum-to-teeth ratio. So it's, I think, starting to kick in, and I can't tell if it's in my mind that I look like the Joker, but we'll see. I'll either look great or crazy these next 3 months.
I think you look fine.
Great.
When we record, I make the screens very little, and only whoever's speaking can see it. But for your hair and now for your lips, I made it full screen so I can fully see you. Yeah, you look fine.
Great, thanks.
Happy birthday.
So, cuties, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. Tell me if I'm looking fine or fucking crazy.
Oh, so since it is your birthday, I bought you a gift, Chelsea. Surprise. I bought you a gift. I sent it to you this morning. It's a Cameo.
It is.
It's from Angela from Boy Meets World. And in my notes, I was very specific. I said, let her know she's reached middle age. She's halfway to death. Call her a teenager adult. Talk about how she hates men. Talk about how she loves crystals. Talk about how she forces people to celebrate her birthday for a month. And you were her bisexual awakening along with Ryder Strong. She got all that information in the Cameo. Except for halfway to death and teenager adult. I paid extra to get more letters.
You didn't want a repeat of the Cameo that I got for you, which did almost lead to a restraining order from those backyard woods boys or whatever.
The backdoor boys. I paid extra $10 for 200 extra letters, and in parentheses, I wrote, make sure you say this word for word. And I said, you're halfway close to death.
She skipped it entirely. Do you think we can put the Cameo in? Are we allowed? You paid for it, right?
Yeah.
Hey Chelsea, this is from your BFF and podcast co-host. This is Angela, aka Trina McGee, aka Angela, and I heard it's your birthday, girl. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. I'm so glad I could be part of your awakening. And I'm so glad you find me and Ryder so attractive. I heard you like crystals, and don't be so hard on the men. They're okay. But look, it's your birthday month, girl. It's about you, Chelsea. Love you, and love from your BFF. Signing out.
It's giving Katie Ross energy. Someone bought me a Katie Ross cameo for my birthday once, and in it, she like stops talking, and she's like, come with me, come with me. She brings the phone down a hallway and then finds tarot cards and picks one up and does it. But like, she's like digging through a drawer to find the card. We were only seconds away from that in this Angela video.
Yeah. I know she's pregnant. She's got a lot on her mind, of course. But I think it was the sporadic giggling that really got me, where she would be talking and then she'd be like, she sounded like Bingo on Bluey.
Yeah, it was high-pitched girly giggling, which was weird. And then you could get to the part where I clearly wrote about your interests, because she squinted at the screen. She was like, I hear you like crystals. And then she got to the part about hating men. She's like, don't be so hard on the men. And then she was like, and it's your birthday month, girl. I did rate her 5 stars. However, I wanted to rate her 4. I just feel bad about not leaving great reviews for people.
Well, we just talked about her on a public platform, so I think
well, that's
can speak for themselves.
Yeah, and that's the difference, I think. Because I'm the same way at restaurants. I'll tip you 20%, but then I will speak to your manager and said you sucked.
We've talked about this.
And it's true.
Well,
it rings true to this day.
Because the manager could still get them in trouble.
Well, no, they should be in trouble.
Well, this is where, again, we go back to that Harriet the Spy discussion of wanting to be the person tattling. I don't want to be a snitch. You thrive in snitchdom.
But I still paid 20%.
Well, along with Donny being a narc, this week brought us the world premiere of Inside Out 2, West's continued fall from grace at the second part of the Summer House reunion, the Apple update possibly helping people cheat, the end of Billy Ray Cyrus's 7-month marriage, and Bennifer selling their home. And somehow we've made it to Friday yet again.
Wow.
Just really quick about Summer House. The discourse and outrage online of like, I can't trust Bravo anymore. I was betrayed by West. This is a man with a mustache who played hockey, was a sports reporter, and is from the Midwest. I know that he convinced us otherwise for a short period of time, but like the true outrage at Bravo employing a shitty man is shocking to me. Like, we've been knowing this. Summer House is literally a show about fuckboys. Why are we surprised?
People push back when I say this, but I don't think, especially on a show like this, a show that films your life, more or less, I don't think there's not one good person on a reality show. Not one good person signs up for reality TV. If you dig deep enough, you'll find problematic thoughts, you'll find problematic actions, you'll find voting histories. Not one person is good. So why do you expect to find people that you can relate to, find people that you'd want to welcome into your home and babysit your children? You should be watching purely for entertainment.
Yes. It is just so funny to see people being like, I'll never trust again. It's like, we know that there are only going to be bad guys on Bravo. Because even the ones that you're claiming are good are bad.
That's true.
And it would be boring as shit if it was just a bunch of good people sitting around in a sewing circle.
I agree 100%. And I also will say, if anything happening on television is making you unable to trust people in real life, get a life. Because I can't. You saying that, not you, the people you're quoting, you saying that is making me unable to live a happy life because I know people like you exist in this world.
Right. I would say get off of Instagram and text a real person, a real friend in your life, someone who can text back and knows who you are.
And if you need to start the conversation by saying, can I trust you? Hopefully they're a good enough friend to say, what the fuck are you talking about? And then it'll bring you back down to earth.
Well, on to our other headlines now that we've dragged Bravo watchers again for quite literally no reason. Do you want to go first or second?
You can go first.
Okay. So I want to talk about hot dog eating contest drama.
Is there some?
There sure is. I don't know if you're familiar with the man, the myth, the legend, the dog shoveling deep throater Joey Chestnut.
I'm not, but his name? Okay, I'm torn.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
I'm torn because the name sounds kind of hot. But if someone eats hot dogs for a living, he's probably not.
Well, I think that there was a study that came out that was like you should only have like one hot dog every 5 years.
Oh.
The inside of your organs will start
They
to
also
rot.
say the more you eat French fries, the closer you are to death.
Ooh.
And that's tough for me because French fries is a food pyramid category for me. If French fries aren't in a meal, it really doesn't feel like a meal to me.
No, it doesn't
Especially
count.
if it's American fare. Like, I don't need like a quesadilla and fries, but now that Taco Bell has them, I do get them. But if it is like a deli sandwich, fuck your chips. I don't want Miss Vicky's chips. I want French fries.
Maybe I'm not making it to 90. Are you not somebody that watches the hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July?
Chelsea, please. No! I like to remove myself from white trash as much as I can. Remember?
I forget. You don't embrace our culture the way I do.
No. Okay, I need to put a pin in this 1 second. I did just look him up. And he is ugly. I would never fuck him. However, I am shocked by his body. Someone
Yeah.
that eats hot dogs for a living, he seems more fit than I thought. I'm in worse shape than a man who eats about, I don't know how many hot dogs he gets to, but I'm in worse shape than
Well,
him.
it's like the man versus food guy who used to go around and do all of those like food eating contests where like when he wasn't doing that, he had to be really strict about his other diet so that he didn't like drop dead from a heart attack.
Okay. That makes
Because
sense.
nobody wants to watch that on ESPN. Cardiac arrest? No, thank you.
Unless it's who does it faster.
That's true. And that would be a great way to celebrate America
You're right. They're just smoking and eating hot dogs.
and having French fries. So, anywho, Joey Chestnut is banned from this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest because of his
Steroids.
brand deal.
Oh.
Imagine he's been doping. He's been blood cycling like Lance Armstrong. No, because he has a brand deal with Vegan Franks. We're devastated to learn that Joey Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs rather than competing in the 2024 Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, a rep for the Major League Eating,
No.
the MLE, told the Post. And a source told the outlet that Chestnut was paid $200,000 to appear in the contest last year to do this hot dog eating contest and was offered $1.2 million in a 4-year contract going forward. However, the MLE rep continued, it seems that Joey and his managers have prioritized a new partnership with a different brand over our longtime relationship.
Wow.
Can you imagine $1.2 million to eat hot dogs? I'm in the wrong line of business.
Me too. But over the course of 4 years, I mean, it's still more than I make yearly, but how much did the Impossible sponsorship pay?
Well, clearly a shit ton. But also, that's only 4 days of work.
Well, you have to train for it.
That's true.
And, like, we're being silly, whatever, but I'm sure it doesn't make you feel good.
Have you ever seen,
No, Chelsea.
do you know, like, their method for it?
Water, right?
Yeah, they dunk it in water. They have to eat the bun. So they dunk it in water and then just shovel it in their mouth.
You disgust me.
Okay. So despite the perceived betrayal, organizers have left the door open for Chestnut to once again compete in the future. Joey Chestnut is an American hero, the rep said. We hope he returns when he is not representing a rival brand.
Wow. What's your go-to order at Nathan's?
I haven't really eaten at Nathan's a whole bunch, but
Oh, wow.
I love sauerkraut.
Okay.
And I do like ketchup over mustard, but if I'm gonna have sauerkraut, I will have mustard.
Me too. Sauerkraut and mustard. Now, I will say, shockingly, I get the Nathan's cheesesteak. Yeah.
Because it comes with fries, huh?
Well, you can get fries with the hot dog, too.
Oh.
It's all a la carte. I had not eaten Nathan's ever until like 10 or so years ago. I was at an escape room and I was in there with a couple friends, but then you get paired with strangers too. And the strangers was a family of 5 from Long Island or Staten Island, somewhere. And the mom kept talking about, okay, when is this going to get out? Because we got to go get our Nathan's Everything fries. So then,
This sounds like Long Island to me.
Okay.
Long Island.
no, they both sound the same though. Maybe their trade route intersects Long Island and Staten Island trade. She's like, we got to get at Nathan's Everything Fries. Nathan's Everything Fries. So then I was like, oh, those Nathan's Everything Fries sound really good. So then, not even a week later, I had Nathan's Everything Fries.
Did it live up to the hype?
It did, and now I order it often. I can go on Uber Eats and get Nathan's delivered to me.
Wow.
Okay.
That's all I had. Just that was the end of the drama. To be continued, I suppose, to see what will happen with this brand deal. But I guess it does like open up. Now other people can win this contest because it was kind of a monopoly there for a while.
That's
old
true.
Joey.
Is there a prize besides what he gets paid to join?
I think you win money too.
Wow.
So I think he gets paid to do it, and then you get paid if you win.
Like Suri on Big Brother. I'm familiar.
The real prize is an early grave.
Oh, yeah. He is more than halfway to death. I can cook. But my mind has so many things happening in it that I can never think about what to cook. So normally I just order. So my new thing now, I have been just watching what Kix Hamlet eats for dinner. And then the next day I make that. So I'm just like on her meal plan, but a day later. So this week I was like, you know what? Let me clear out my refrigerator and get it stocked with potatoes and onions and everything that I will need for Kix's meal plan this week. So when I was cleaning out my refrigerator, I found a pack of vegan hot dogs that expired in February.
Did you eat it?
No, I threw them right out.
Okay. I didn't know how that story was going to end.
I want to talk about Practical Magic 2. So there was rumors this week. The night before the announcement, they dropped a Instagram post with candles, and everybody knew it was about Practical Magic, but we didn't know what the news would be. Maybe it's on Blu-ray, maybe it's available to stream. We didn't know. But they did announce it will be a sequel. However, it's rumored that Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman will be in it, but we're not sure yet.
Okay. It needs to be about them. I don't want it to be like it's them in the first scene and then it's the next generation. I want it to be about those two sisters.
No, I agree. Or in 2019, HBO Max announced they were doing a Practical Magic spin-off that was going to be about the ants growing up. And whoever wrote the book does have that book already written and made and published. So they were just going to turn the prequel book about the ants into a TV show. So I would have been fine with that. But if we are moving forward in the future, I would like it to be about Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Okay, I'll co-sign all of that. And is Rizzo still alive?
She is.
Okay, good. Because you know that I have been watching The Good Wife. Ever since your visit when you introduced me to Buffy and I introduced you to The Good Wife, and then I just continued to watch The Good Wife. I'm now on season 5 of The Good Wife, and Rizzo plays Alicia Florrick's mother, and I love her, so I need her to be in the sequel too.
In other news that happened this week, and great news for people with morals, Alicia Florrick, or whatever her real name is, Juliana Margulies, has been maybe not fired, but she will not be on the new season of The Morning Show.
Oh.
So now Twitter is rooting for the woman that didn't get along with her on The Good Wife. They want her to get that spot.
Oh, Kalinda.
Yeah.
I'm starting to approach, I think, the years where they started to film separately because it's a lot of like cutaway shots. Like basically how you and I record on Zoom is how the show could be edited right now.
Oh.
It's getting a little suspicious. There aren't a whole lot of shots with the two of them in the same location.
My question about Practical Magic 2, do you think it will be good?
It's so hard to say because I feel like sometimes when they're just relying on the nostalgic factor, they forget that nostalgia is a double-edged sword, much like that cameo from Angela, which I do very much appreciate, and we're going to have her say all the right things. Now, instead of my sexual awakening of her and Sean Hunter, I'm going to think of... You know, so if you're going to nail nostalgia, you also have to make it good so that it's building on those warm and fuzzy feelings. But you're also nailing the line about your co-host Donny and how you hate men.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And that was my problem, to drag a show that's been off the air for 3 years. That was my problem with Fuller House. I feel like they didn't try to be a new thing. They just kept picking catchphrases and inside jokes from 30 years ago.
Yeah. With like one weird throwaway line about the Olsen twins in episode 1.
Yeah, awful. Back to Practical Magic 2. I'm just glad that Nicole Kidman will be on the big screen again because I need her off my TV. I love Nicole Kidman, but she's bigger than television. And television has become a place where big names can come and play around a little bit, but I think she truly loves it, and she refuses to leave. And I just can't take it anymore.
Well, to quote Semisonic, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, Nicole. Get out of here.
Go back on the big screen. Get to AMC where you belong. I do hope that it is good. We talked about that
Imagine you're like, I do hope it is okay. I don't need it to be good, just not bad.
Yeah, okay would be fine. But I hope it's good. And I do have a little faith, but I'm nervous because the person who wrote it wrote the original Practical Magic, but they also wrote Batman Forever. So that's like, maybe not. They also wrote A Time to Kill, which is good. The Da Vinci Code, which is probably good, but I certainly never saw it. You know why. And I Am Legend, which is
I
good.
like all of those things.
Okay,
Not a
so
single
then-
miss.
Batman Forever, you like? With Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy?
I do. I love all the Batman, but I did watch it when I was like 6 years old, so.
It's the core all over again.
Yeah. But much shorter, at least.
You'd hope. What movies do you wish they would remake from the 90s? Not remake. Give a sequel to. With the original cast.
Romy and Michelle.
Oh,
Which
for
weren't
sure.
they going to?
That's what I hate about Hollywood. They make announcements all the time and then never do anything with. My favorite musical of all time is Once on This Island. And in 2020, they announced that Disney Plus was going to make a movie of it, live action. And then here we are in 2024, halfway through, no news about it. Pissed me off.
Sorry about that. I would love to see a Never Been Kissed sequel where
No!
everybody's in jail.
Oh, okay.
Just them in jail getting beat up because they don't look fondly on pedophiles in jail. I don't know. What about you?
I think the one that would lead itself to a sequel the best is, what was it called? Can't Hardly Wait, because they can just make it a reunion.
That's very true.
And then I get to see Jennifer Love Hewitt on the big screen again, which, okay, speaking of, abort everything I said, they are making a I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel, and she is coming back for it. So that wheelhouse is the 90s I need brought back. An Urban Legends 3, give me that frizzy-haired girl back, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think any Kevin Williamson movie.
Oh, The Faculty.
The Faculty, all of those types of movies, because they felt indie but campy back then, which I think could translate very well to 2024. And they had legitimately good actors, because I think that's the hard part about movies from the 90s. Watching with fresh eyes, it's like, are they good actors, or did we just think they were hot when we were kids? You know, and so that's the trouble with aging, is that once some of that facade wears off, then you do have to be a good actor.
Yeah, age is the great equalizer. But not only were they just good actors, they were big names. Where I feel like movies that get made now are, I don't know if it's because streaming has ruined us or what, but I feel like there's quantity, not quality.
Yes, I would agree. But I feel like there aren't like blockbusters like there used to be, where it's
no.
like a star-studded cast. Unless it's like one of those stupid like New Year's Eve movies where, you know, people get paid like Joey Chestnut just to show up. They earn $1 million. They film their one scene and then they call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the world, but I don't like it. We need stars again. Make America have stars again. I would vote for whoever had that as a slogan.
Certainly.
And that's it. That's Practical Magic too.
As always, we covered the most important stories of the week.
We really
Certainly
did.
nothing bigger is going on right now. Nothing more important than hot dogs and Practical Magic too. My cutie of the week is anybody who washes their fucking body in the shower. I've had enough.
What?
I'm speaking to our people, the white people. We need to start washing ourselves. Our legs, our feet. And if you're not, then at least have enough self-respect and shame to stop talking about it publicly. Another one of us has spoken out. Jason Kelsey, on his podcast, talked about how he couldn't even, quote, remember the last time he washed his feet. Now he's doubling down. He had this to say: if my feet don't have visible dirt, like I look at the bottom of them and they don't look dirty, they're getting the soap at the bottom of the shower that rinses off my balls, my butt, and my armpits, and that's it. I haven't washed my hair in like months.
What? Okay, a few things about that. Number one, this man is an athlete. If any white person should be washing their feet, it is someone whose feet sweat every day for a living. Number two, if you're only washing the part of your body that is visibly dirty, you shouldn't be washing those parts that you just brought. You shouldn't be washing your pits, butt, or penis because...
That's a good point.
Why are they so filthy that you see dirt?
He's our very own Pigpen. If you are picking up your feet, if you are picking up your foot in the shower to look to see if there's dirt, you know what you could also do in that same 5 seconds? Take your hand and rub it with soap and then touch your foot.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this. I've had enough. Every week on Fridays, I post hot takes to my Instagram, and every week I have at least 10 submissions of people being like, you don't need to wash your feet and your legs in the shower. And I look at those icons. I look at those people. And once again, white people, I'm talking to you.
Now, we have just talked about how white people shouldn't talk about their body washing habits, but here we are, 2 white people with a podcast. Tell me about when you get in the shower. What do you do? Let me close my eyes and envision it.
Okay. So first of all, I am of the mindset that I usually will face away from the shower. I know people are split, but I face away from the shower. So I'm washing my whole body with soap.
How do you do that?
The problem with loofahs is that I do think it collects bacteria. So about once a month, I will buy a loofah, and then I use it until I feel gross, and then I throw it away. And then for the rest of the month, I use my hands.
Okay, so that's what I really wanted to get to. I also use my hands, and I know that people of color tell us we should use washcloths. I just don't.
Well, you know what? I think that sometimes it's important to acknowledge where the bar is. And clearly for us as white people, the bar is in hell. All we have to do is gently step over that bar. And that includes just using a bar of soap.
Yeah, when we step over the bar, put your foot down onto it.
And just rub it around a little. Just move your foot a little bit. So maybe when we as a people can commit to washing the lower half of our body, then we can step up our game to using a washcloth or a loofah consistently.
That's beautiful.
Meet people where they're at, risk reduction, harm reduction. Who's your cutie of the week?
Shakira. Because
Shakira.
she's still alive for now. But
Okay.
Yolanda Salazar, the woman who killed Selena, was talking about when she gets out of prison, she would love to work for another big name celebrity, and said Shakira is at the top of her list.
Oh, no.
So Shakira, don't hire a new assistant. Certainly not Yolanda Salazar. And just count your days if you do.
Oh no, my namesake, Yolanda. Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta love that can-do attitude. That's a true worker bee. She's saying, I'm gonna get out of prison and hit the ground running. And Shakira will be running away from her too.
Yeah. Well, what's really crazy is that this woman thinks she's going to be out of prison and not be assassinated. Mark my words. Here we are on June 12th. Cuties, you're listening to this on June 14th. I do think, and maybe it's my silver hat, I think the second she steps out of that prison will be her last second on Earth. That's just me hypothesizing.
Happy Friday, everyone.
What a way to end the episode. Cuties.
Happy birthday to me.
Cuties, if you're watching this on YouTube, do us a favor. Head on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Give us a 5-star review. And cuties, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, do us a favor and go to YouTube and like and subscribe. A little swapperoo, a Freaky Friday, if you will. Help us where you're not at. We appreciate that from you. And on that note, it's Chelsea's birthday. Wish her a happy birthday. And on Monday, we will be covering...
Unbreakable.
She's alive, damn it. All right, we will talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.
Bye.